Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Yeah, it seems about time for another reboot, huh? What with the original series that came out in most of my colleagues' childhoods, all the way up to the two movies that came out in the 20-teens that caused Michael Bay to take a humongous pepperoni pizza flavored shit on the IP. Seems about time for a refresh on the Ninja Turtles here. Now let me clear the air. This is advertised as a Seth Rogen project. He did produce the movie and does voice Bebop, but he did not direct this thing. This was directed by Jeff Rowe. And the Turtle Brothers set out to win the hearts of New Yorkers and be accepted as normal teenagers after years of being sheltered from the human world. This is mainly because their overprotective and skilled adoptive father of the Turtles, Splinter, voiced by Jackie Chan, hates humans, doesn't want these turtles to have anything to do with them. The Turtles' new friend April O'Neil helps them take on a mysterious crime syndicate, but they soon get in over their heads when an army of mutants is unleashed upon them. Now, this Ninja Turtles movie, to me, feels so nostalgic, but it still feels so incredibly fresh and new, and I think it's a perfect introduction for this IP to a new generation. Loads of kids in my auditorium tonight, and they were all having a blast. And damn it, I was too. This is honestly one of the most entertaining movies of the entire year for sure. Animation is on a roll in this decade. This is just another one to add to that long list. The animation on this movie is so freaking colorful and revolutionary. I feel like it'd be too easy to compare this animation to the Spider-Verse flicks, because yeah, it does feel very comic booky. The 2D designs basically jumping out at you in 3D form. Yeah, it'd be really easy for somebody to compare this to Spider-Verse. I feel like I'd be preaching to the choir if I just went out and said that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and praise the animation on this thing. It feels so grungy and raw, but you can still look at it like a beautiful painting. And I think the scratchiness and the graininess of this animation style really makes you feel like you're there with these turtles, who I must say, super freaking likable characters. The way they talk to each other almost kind of reminds me of the way the kids talk to each other in The Sandlot. The writing on these characters is just stunning. Like, these teenagers are actually talking like real teenagers. You don't have overly whimsical moments in this movie or anything of the sort. No, it feels so freaking grounded in reality. And dare I say, it feels very raw, just like this animation style. And I think everything coming together makes the Turtles feel so fresh and new for a brand new audience today, but it still feels so freaking nostalgic, and I think it pays a lot of great tribute to the Turtles of yesteryear. I think a lot of this has to do with a super throwback soundtrack list. I was just tapping my toes along with a bunch of these action sequences, which are awesome. With this animation style, again, like I said, similar to Spider-Verse, so these action sequences are obviously gonna have top-notch presentation. It also feels super nostalgic in the sense that a lot of these action sequences take place in montage form. The action sequences are just one of the things that make Mutant Mayhem so freaking entertaining, because this movie is also one of the most downright hilarious movies of the year. I could not believe my eyes. I was laughing so freaking much. Lots of clever, subtle humor thrown in between the lines of the action, but you also have a great running joke involving April O'Neil's character and her nervous breakdowns and puking. It feels so sad, but the way this movie presents it, it kind of makes you, like, you can't help but laugh at it. And not to mention, just these characters, they're so freaking endearing. The Turtles obviously have great chemistry with one another. They really feel like a bond of brothers that will never be broken. April O'Neil is a very fun character, and oh my god, this lineup of talent that they got to voice these other mutants. Paul Rudd is in here, Post Malone has a fun little part thrown in, Byrne is really funny. Seth Rogen and John Cena voice Bebop and Rocksteady. If you look at Bebop and you hear Seth Rogen's voice coming out of it, you can obviously tell it's Seth Rogen. John Cena, though, man, as Rocksteady, like, you wouldn't have been able to guess it. Maybe if you listen to how he delivers his lines, maybe you could gather that it's John Cena. But his pitches, like, Cena has a knack for voice acting, and honestly, since nobody can see him, he should just keep doing it. He's really freaking good at it. Jackie Chan has loads of great moments as Splinter, the kid's father. He has one really awesome action sequence in here that had me wanting to cheer, and one of the villains can't help but call him Ratatouille. Like, as a Disney fan, like, that just warmed my soul. Lots of great pop cultural references in here. Like, the kids wanting to go to the human world is exemplified by them going to a movie theater. They're watching one of my personal favorite movies. Like, again, I don't want to spoil too much. That's the most vague example I think I can give you. Loads of great references. The villain in this movie is voiced by none other than Ice Cube, and he is so freaking funny. Like, yeah, you certainly feel the danger of this guy and just the unhinged nature of it all. His whole entire motivation feels super clear. It's very, very simple for the entire audience to understand it. Like, this movie's 90 minutes long. Not everything has to be overcomplicated for the villains. And this movie gets that, man. And Ice Cube, I think, gets that. And not to mention, it just seems like he was having such a great time in the studio recording this dialogue. Like, he just relishes every moment. I loved hearing his voice in this movie. It was so freaking fun, guys. And that's what I feel like a lot of movies are missing nowadays, is just the fun factor and the entertainment factor. And that's what Mutant Mayhem does. And with the way this movie concludes, it certainly leaves the door open for them to explore a sequel. And I don't mind seeing a sequel. I think they have enough characters where they can do a lot with. I think you can have another nice coming-of-age arc with this animation style, which I think we're looking at the future, gang. This is just, like, it's awesome. It's so awesome. Now, if I were to nitpick anything about Mutant Mayhem, does every joke hit a home run? No. And if I'm thinking of all the pop cultural references that I was referring to, there might have been just one bit too many. Like, the movie teeters on the line of, oh man, you really want to be something else. But then if you really think about it, that's how teenagers talk nowadays. They make references to the movies that we grew up with. They will make references to the movies of the past decade or so that inspired them. So was that part annoying? Not in the slightest. And ultimately, my big issue with this movie isn't even a big one. The message of this movie overall, very basic. But it's not unlike anything you've seen in family-oriented movies before. Think about it. These are mutant turtles who want to go into the human world, and they just want to be accepted, and they want to live a human life. The villain's motivation even to take over the globe and rid the world of all the humans. Nothing you've really ever seen before in other flicks. But I think Mutant Mayhem handles that basic material in a way that makes it feel fresh. It's a movie that I can't wait to watch again. I think if you have kids, they will absolutely get a kick out of going to the theater if you tell them, hey, we're gonna go see Ninja Turtles. Right before school starts, you wanna go see Ninja Turtles? They'll probably tell you, hell yeah, Dad, let's do it. Maybe not hell yeah. I hope the kids are not cursing. I'm gonna give Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem an A-. What else is there to say, guys? This one was really freaking fun, and I'm curious to see what they can do with the sequel. Let me know what you thought of Mutant Mayhem down in the comments section below. What is your favorite TMNT movie that's been put out there so far? Guys, I love discussing all new things in movies and entertainment here on the regular. And if you're new, y'all are invited to the party. Do become a subscriber today. Tap on that like button as well. Really helps spread the love and helps continue to grow this awesome community of film lovers and entertainment lovers alike. Stay tuned for more exciting videos hitting this channel very soon, including the 2023 Blu-ray collection, which I cannot wait to bring to y'all. So with all that being said, back talk, commence.